What's going on? Good afternoon, good evening. Just wanted to hop on here real quick, post a little video about our trades this morning. We did trade today. I wasn't live. Sorry about that. Let's share our screen here and just pull up the chart. Talk about what happened this morning. Real quick recap. Here's the 1 minute chart with the 21 EMA this morning. The market opening at 8:30 right here. Kind of bear flagged right before the market opened, meaning the market was pushing down. We see this 21 EMA coming down, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low. Pushed back up to the 21 EMA, kind of formed this bear flag. So for y'all that don't know, bear flags point upwards, bull flags point downwards. So when the market's going down, we draw this line upwards. So ding, 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 kind of testing this 21 EMA, coming back down. And then 2 minutes before the market opened, we had these couple bearish candles. This one closed here at the 21,157s. Honestly, this probably would have been a better area to enter. We entered a little bit late. Normally, I don't take trades before the market opens. So I was kind of nervous and not excited to take this trade, but it still worked out. Really, probably once we broke below these wicks right here at the 21,158, 159 level, we could have jumped in for a short right here. Instead, I jumped in at 21,149. So entry was a little bit late, and then we pulled out of this trade at a weird spot. We made money, we won, but really I should have been targeting this area down here, because if we look at in trading view, we got the 2 minute chart here pulled up, and as you can see, here's the bear flag forming on the 2 minute chart. So it looks kind of similar. Obviously, the chart's being a little bit more detailed, showing a candle per 1 minute versus this shows a candle for every 2 minutes. And we had this pivot point down here, this orange line at the 139 area. So really I should have been like kind of targeting this area and had maybe a limit order placed down here at the 139. So as soon as it touched it, it would just take me out. Instead, I had my limit order down here, and I kind of started pulling it up, but then the price was coming up also as I was doing that. And then it finally got up to here, and I either just closed out manually, or which is what I think I did, and we only grabbed like 3 points with 2 contracts. So it was only like $100 win. Instead, if we would have got out at like the 40s and in up here at 59, could have grabbed like 19 points, which on 2 contracts is $760. So big difference. Big difference by just getting in. Basically, we had this breakout, but then as soon as it kind of broke below these, we could. I think the reason why I was nervous is because I was like, I know when the market opens, it can pop up and then rip down, or shoot down a little bit and then rip up. And so I didn't want to be in a trade, but you know, sometimes those work out. So that was our first trade. We won, put a little bit of profit on the board. And then I was like, all right, now that we took one trade, we're definitely going to sit back and wait for our 15-minute range. So we wait for the market to open, and then the first 15 minutes, the high being up there at the 21,203s and the low at the 21,134s. Kind of chopped around right here above VWAP, running into resistance at the top of the 15-minute range, finally getting that breakout when the 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. if you're on the East Coast, news candle came out. We had some JOLTS news this morning at 10 a.m., which drove the price up. So if we pull that up on the 1 minute chart, you can see that was right here, 9 a.m., and we did not take a trade. The reason being was because it was huge news, and it's kind of gambling when those news candles come out. It can freaking shoot up or shoot down and then reverse. You can blow your account up, or you can make a ton of money, you know, unless you have unless you're just experienced. I'm not that experience with doing that yet. And this is a funded $50,000 account. So I wanted to be smart, manage my risk. But the idea was, and I almost took the trade, and this is what I was going to do, was if the price broke above the top of the wick on this 859 candle, I was going to get long. And the reason is because now the 21 EMA is sloping upwards, right? So we're putting in higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So when the market's going up, you should only be looking for positions to go long, to buy. If the market's going down, like it was pre-market, you're looking for opportunities to go short. You should never fight the trend. Instead of trying to time the bottom and time the top, I feel like that's really difficult to do. So when the market's going down, we're looking for opportunities to just get in, get out, make our money, be done, ride that wave for a little bit. So the idea was we were going to get long here. Instead, I decided to do no trade. And then once the price got up to here, I was like, you know what? Hey, I was right, but we're not going to get in now, because now we're not going to get in long up here, because look what happened. Then the price kind of pulls back, right back to the 21 EMA before ripping right back up again. So you don't want to buy at the top, and you don't need to buy at the very bottom, but you kind of want to buy once it kind of starts to break out again. So we saw this 21 EMA kind of held the price up the whole time. And then once it pulled back to it, kind of went up, down, up, down. We kind of had this, I drew this trend line here, and our stops probably would have been like down here, and our entry would have been at 21,206, stops at the 21,193s. So a little bit more than 10 points, which is good. And then we got like one more opportunity, kind of a bull flag here. There's a sharp pullback, a little bit steep, a little bit steeper than I normally like. And our entry was a little bit late. Maybe we probably should have entered down here at the like 21,213s as soon as we got above this wick on this candle. This trade, honestly, is one I took. I didn't feel too comfortable about this one either. And we ended up taking one contract off here, and then I moved my stop loss to a little bit past break even, and then the price reversed and we got taken out, and only made about $100 on that trade too. So altogether with the fees, it was a little bit less than a $200 green day, 2 trades, and then after that I was just done. And then the market kind of pushed down a little bit and then pushed back up. I don't know. That was it. Usually we're done by 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. if you're on the East Coast. So after I took this trade at 9/11 Texas time, I was done for the day. So that's it. That's our day. We don't have anything in the Performance Center right now because now it's 5:15 Central Time. So my broker kind of flattens out the charts. That's why it says $0 right here. But as you can see, these were my trades. You can see them on the screen, my entry and my exit. And then my entry and my exit right here this morning on the $50,000 Apex account. So yeah, we've had multiple green days in a row now. We're having a green week. I just moved to a new location again. I'm on 16 acres, private land, and somebody else's land, but they're not here. I got the whole 16 acres to myself, which is pretty cool. We're in South Texas now, pretty far south. And yeah, just another day in the books, another day to be grateful and alive, doing it here. Tomorrow we'll be live 8:15 Texas time, 9:15 if you're on the East Coast, and see if we can do it again, except a little bit better. I've switched to minis instead of micros. So we're trading 1 to 2 contracts per trade instead of 10, 15, or 20 micro contracts. So that's one change that I did recently. The goal is eventually to have multiple $50,000 accounts and copy trade. So we don't want to be trading micros because it's going to be just way too many contracts. It might get a little confusing. And so yeah, that's it. We kind of sold right at the top right here. I'm glad we got out when we did there. And this first trade pre-market literally could have just been one and done for the day if we would have entered like right around here instead. And then we would have wanted to target like I said, that pivot point down there. So if you're new to the channel and you like the video, like the video. And if you want to know what indicators I'm using, it's literally just VWAP, key levels, 21 EMA, and pivot points. So that's what this orange line is. You can see at the end of the day, the market pushed up almost back up to that pivot point. We had a pivot point up there at the 21,338. But pivot points are set for tomorrow now. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning. All right, guys, that's it. See you tomorrow. Later.